Vibes. When the cool autumn air hits and you could finally spark it up outside. Vibes. The random urge to play your favorite video game for a week. Vibes. Blockade Battlefront runs on vibes. Just look at this city. You got aliens smoking dope too, big ass semi trucks that get eaten by bigger trucks, motherfucking Cthulhu. Shit here is beyond crazy. And believe it or not, this takes place in America, which makes total sense why normal people would stay in the city. Americans are already used to the government trying to kill them, so why not risk it all to live in the city of miracles? 3 years ago, a dimensional gate leading to the great beyond opened up and swallowed New York City. This place was beyond recognition. There were buildings floating in mid-air, but the worst part were the new evils and unexplainable phenomenon that appeared out of thin air. Then we return to the new world. It's no longer New York City, it's now Hell Salem's Lot. The gate was forcibly closed with a barrier joining the two worlds together, specifically only New York. So if someone moves here, you either got a death wish or you're looking for something special. This is Leonardo Watch, a fucking dope ass name by the way. A couple of years after the incident, he and his sister experienced one of those unexplainable phenomena. A big ass alien or god or whatever chose him or his sister to be the holder of some super mega special eyes, the all-seeing eyes of the gods. Now, if it wasn't obvious which one was going to be the holder of these special eyes, then be so fucking for real with yourself. She's in a wheelchair. What the fuck was she gonna do with the eyes? She realizes this and gives up her own eyes for her brother, Leo. Leo feels like a total pussy for freezing in place while his handicapped sister sat 10 toes down talking to this thing. So to get his sister's eyesight back, he moves into the city in search for some specific answers from a hidden organization. And that's when he found Libra, a secret society of superhumans who work in the shadows to preserve the balance between worlds. So if vampires are fucking up everyone's day, they'll be there. That big ass truck crushing everything, gone. You may think you know what to expect from this show, but you don't. Everything I said was true, yes, but this world is way too vast to explore. It's not like How to Train Your Dragon, where you know everything about the world. This is more like taking shrooms and just discovering that most artists don't write their own music. So some of these motherfuckers are purposely making bad music. Every episode is a new adventure. You could start at episode 6, then 7. And still understand what the series is about, but how and why can you do that? The truth is, this series doesn't have a linear story. It's more like an episodic slice of life like most American TV shows. Every episode has a conflict for the plot of that episode, but nothing that pushes the overall story. This doesn't make it non-enjoyable, quite the opposite, I would say. Through these day-to-day small stories, you get to explore the world and the characters. Like one episode, you could be watching Klaus throw down in an underground fighting ring, and the next, you could be crying over some cheeseburgers with an alien you just met 10 minutes ago. New and interesting characters are being thrown in every other episode, so just when you think things are gonna get stale, it shakes it up. Now, in season 1, there is kind of a loose essence of a plot, but not enough to say that it's the story. Because remember, the story is about Leo finding a cure for his sister. So why the hell are we fighting the literal reincarnation of evil? That's not to say it wasn't badass watching him twist the city like a Rubik's Cube, but he doesn't show up enough to even be considered a 5-head Eren Yeager mastermind. When it gets to season 2, you start to recognize it a lot more. It stops focusing around Leo as much as season 1 does and dives in deep on the side characters. 2 of my favorite side characters it shows were these 3. They each have their own individual episodes, but what makes these characters shine are the smaller moments where you get to see them for who they really are. Chain, my sweet baby Chain, loves to drink and has these dope ass powers that erases her existence. She's in the room with me right now, you just can't see her. What the fuck? When she ignores her friends for something else, she makes it up to them tenfold without showing or expressing it. Zap seems like an inconsiderate asshole, and to an extent he is, but he's also goofy who looks out for his friends. The last character I'll yap about is Klaus. This beast is actually human but fights like a warrior. He's a proper guy and the head of Libra. Most of Libra have these cool ass blood manipulation powers. Like, I'm sure you've seen this clip before. They use these powers to fight and keep the peace. Now, Now, if you've been paying attention, you've noticed I haven't talked about the new evils like vampires or the reincarnation of evil. That's because they aren't shown or talked about past Season 1. I think this is where Season 2 might fall off for a ton of you. In Season 1, they made a huge deal about vampires by showing us the power of a newbie vamp and half of a grown one. This was to show you how powerful they were so you could shit your pants when they find an abyss full of them. But this doesn't go anywhere, just like everything else. In Season 2, the ending, spoilers by the way, Leo didn't find a cure for his sister's eyes. That's because the whole thing about the evil god eyes is really just a way for Leo to learn the lesson he's been struggling with for 2 seasons. That it's okay to be enjoying and living your life. Leo struggles to write back home to his sister because he feels guilty about having fun while she's back at home crippled. But she made that decision out of love. She already adapted to being in a wheelchair. She knows she can enjoy life blind as well. However, she knows her brother wouldn't. He loves taking pictures and doesn't really have a life outside of her. So to force him into a better life, she made the sacrifice. It took Leo a whopping 2 seasons to understand this lesson, but he finally did. On an unrelated note, but related note, the music fucking slaps. I don't usually pay attention to music within shows because I get too immersed, but Blood Blockade Battlefront more often than not gives you some time to sit and soak in the music. It's actually one of the first anime that has me listening to the soundtrack as I work and figure out what other promises I can make to you guys before not delivering. Yeah, my bad. Look, listen, in my defense, summer classes were kicking my ass, bro. Like, holy shit. I won't dive too deep into that, but fuck. Anyway, watch Blood Blockade Battlefront, leave a comment, I appreciate that. Oh yeah, and don't forget to subscribe because, that encourages me to post more. It actually low-key does. Look, I won't ramble too long. I'm not gonna make another promise I can't fucking keep. Look, I'll make videos when I can, and I appreciate the support. I love you all, and let me know what other animes you guys want me to check out. I'm currently watching like Sephara of the End or In the End, something like that. It's that vampire soldier.